When did you become aware of this video that showed that no one had gone in and out of the cell?
Recently.
So why was it recent, though? I mean, if this death was... How long ago was this death? 2 years?
Couple...
2019?
2019.
Oh, really? Why? Time flies. So, 6 years.
Well, again, that's part of what I'm going to try to answer for you.
Jeffrey Epstein jail CCTV erased by technical errors. Whoopsies.
Yeah.
But you see how anybody on the outside... I mean, this is like a perfect storm.
Yeah.
For something. Can you pull that article up so we can read what it says, Jamie? U.S. prosecutor said the jail mistakenly saved footage from the wrong cell. Sorry. Epstein, a convicted sex offender, first tried to kill himself in July last year and hanged himself in jail.
Hang on.
Yep.
Reread that line.
That he first tried to kill himself in July of last year. Yeah.
How much of the American public do you think knows that?
I didn't know that until right now.
There you go.
Maybe I heard it and forgot. Did you ever hear it, Jamie?
Well, that's why he was on Suicide Watch, I think.
Oh, okay.
So a guy...
Hanged himself in jail in August while
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, he was on Suicide Watch.
serving trial on federal sex trafficking.
And look, let's be real here, right? Like, maybe he wanted to commit suicide for the same reason he might have gotten murdered, right? Like, is that like, those things can be connected, you know? It's not like mutually exclusive. I don't know.
In charge, he pleaded not guilty to abusing dozens of girls, some as young as 14. Yeah. Soon after Epstein's death in August, two of the CCTV cameras outside his cell had malfunctioned and were being examined by the FBI. Found semi-conscious in his prison cell with injuries on his neck on 25 of July. After this incident, he's placed on suicide watch.
I'm not saying every single camera in the place was working. I'm saying we've got footage and you're getting it. Mm-hmm. And then you can make up your own mind. And the theories.
Okay, and here's another thing. If all these cameras weren't working, maybe you should address that. Maybe you should address, like, hey, you know, we know that some of these cameras are faulty. That's on us. We're going to do XYZ. Can't remember where the cameras. XYZ, we're going to make sure that something like this does not happen again. But no. Because that would be taking ownership, right? And look, I know he's the FBI director. He doesn't necessarily own this cell, right? But there's a hierarchy, right? There's a hierarchy. He's at the top of the hierarchy. You're not telling me that, like, there wouldn't be something that he could do. Like, more training, more like, okay, we're going to divert some funds to IT work, like, whatever. Like, again, that's kind of just a small thing, but I just think it's, you know, he doesn't want to take ownership.
These can continue, but my job.
So you became aware of this footage recently?
The ones that we're looking at, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, but this is like an article from quite a while ago that was saying that the footage was mistakenly erased.
Look, I mean, goes back to the same, ask the people that were in power then. I mean, I get it that you want to hold me to account for their actions. And
no, I'm not
saying
Not you. I'm
not
saying that.
Not you, just the public in general, and that's okay.
What's confusing to everybody today, first of all, it's very confusing because AI can kind of make anything. You know.
Okay, we'll just stop here because that kind of just deviates into a whole other thing. But look, this is classic. This is classic statism. This is classic government, right? Take the blame off me. It's not my fault. It's above my pay grade. You know, I still profit from the same system. I still take money from the same system, but it's not my fault. It's not my fault. It wasn't me. Well, you know what, man? If you are going to be in this position, if you're going to be the one that's like supposedly streamlining all this information to the public, you should maybe at least take some kind of part. Maybe not even. Let's even say like maybe he shouldn't take any blame. Let's say it is entirely the previous administration's fault. You better do damn well to do everything you can. And I mean everything you can to be as transparent as possible, to have explanations for these things. Do investigations. That's your fucking job. Hey, maybe instead of focusing on this fucking fentanyl crisis and throwing fucking darts against the wall, trying to solve this unsolvable problem, like in the way of the drug war and all that, maybe instead of trying to solve this unsolvable problem of the drug war, Maybe you should focus your energy on something that could actually be of a lot of benefit, that could actually help a lot of people. Hey, maybe instead of trying to like just target these like fucking cartel people or people who just happen to be selling and using drugs in a mutual exchange, a peaceful manner, and then they happen to have fentanyl in it, and like that's not, they don't know that, right? Maybe they do, whatever. Like, it's bad, but I would be willing to bet, I would be willing to say that uncovering what happened with this awful person, Jeff Epstein, who had a web of influential people, government officials, had all these, you know, extremely coincidental, you know, things that like him getting promoted to, what was it, like some MIT position with like no expert, like he just had all of these gateways into government and power and all that. Even like with Ghislaine Maxwell's father, like his relationship with that, like there's so many like things that raise eyebrows that you could actually spend a lot of time revealing that. But no, you're going to like focus on the fentanyl crisis. Like, nah, man, sure. Let's say it's not your fault. You better be doing everything you fucking can to have answers for this. And not just say, we'll give it to you, we'll give it to you, we'll give it to you. Why even come on this podcast if you have nothing to give? Right? Like, wouldn't it make way more sense to appear like, oh, hey, I have the footage. Hey, Joe, why don't you pull up the footage? Or maybe even you put it out publicly and then you have the interview. Look, I think the reason that he came right now is because this is all he's going to give us. I don't think, look, I'm just going to say right now, I'm just going to predict right now, I don't think he's ever going to give us this footage. And if it does, I don't think it's going to be real. That's just my take.